Times people turn evil on Paternity Court.
I got zero spiritual energy from this child. I had zero vibe with this child. I looked at her. She don't look like me. She don't look like my sister. She don't look like no female in my family. She don't look like nobody in my family.
I think she likes to destroy homes. Like, she likes to deal with attached men.
How? She worked at a bar. She had 2 jobs to support me and my
She hung
sister.
out there afterward,
Okay,
too.
just because she hung out, does that mean she's sleeping with other people? You hang out at a bar, are you sleeping with everybody in the bar?
If I get the chance.
On a mission to end the paternity puzzlement, Ms. Garrett was in court to hold Mr. Boyer accountable for his deadbeat behavior towards her 2-year-old daughter, Naomi. However, in his defense, the alleged baby daddy did not know of the child's existence.
We both grown, we both did what we did, and the result to the fact that we did, we created a beautiful baby girl. And I just need to clarify to him that she is his, because if the fact that when the test results come back that she is his, he will take care of my daughter. He will be responsible, because if not, I have no problem with taking him to child support at all.
A month of relentless, unprotected sex, she asserted, left no room for doubt. To Mr. Boyer, however, even such a dynamic wasn't convincing enough for the alleged father. Still, their intertwined history came to light in the courtroom, where a past liaison showed a 31-day period of passionate intimacy that blurred the lines between friendship and commitment.
Because you were using protection.
No, we was not.
And that's why you believe Mr. Boyer is your child's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Boyer, do you admit you had 31 straight days of unprotected sex with Ms. Garrett?
No, I do not. It wasn't consistent. It wasn't 31 days consistently. It was about a month worth of it, but it would be only like on the weekends, like.
The revelation that Ms. Garrett had strategically blocked Mr. Boyer during a committed relationship with another man added layers to the unfolding drama. The court grappled with the intricacies of emotions as the judge dissected the motivations behind silencing one party amidst the pursuit of happiness with another.
I got zero spiritual energy from this child. I had zero vibe with this child. I looked at her. She don't look like me. She don't look like my sister. She don't look like no female in my family. She don't look like nobody in my family.
All children don't have to look like the father. They can look like me. They can look like the grandma. You don't know who to look like. It could be a visual of both of us. It's not all.
The climax arrived with the DNA test results, leaving the audience gasping as it was declared that Mr. Boyer was not the father. Miss Garrett, seemingly unfazed, stood firm in her resolve to raise Naomi alone. The court offered parting wisdom, a reminder of the strength required, irrespective of the outcome.
Ms. Garrett, look at me. You gotta stop beating yourself up and start building yourself up. And you've gotta be strong enough, if you do know who her biological father is, to make that first step to contact him and to do this process for a 3rd time, not for yourself, but for your daughter.
In the case of Miss Boyer, Miss Fields sought to establish Mr. Sandifer's paternity. Each woman believed she was his only daughter, and Mr. Sandifer expressed doubts about being the father to either. Miss Fields recounted a strained relationship, claiming Mr. Sandifer denied paternity when she asked for financial help.
Well, I sent him a message on Facebook asking him if I could borrow some money, and he responded with, maybe I need to find my real dad, that he wasn't even my father.
I was upset, Your Honor, at that point in time, because she just kept on aggravating me about money.
But you've never done anything for me. With me.
What do you mean I have never done anything?
You've never
for you?
done
I
anything.
carried you to the park, I carried you to the fairs.
When?
Mr. Sandifer, while acknowledging he was not present throughout Miss Fields' life, maintained he had fulfilled paternal responsibilities when he could. He expressed similar sentiments about Miss Boyer, whom he had raised until separation from her mother at age 8.
She slept. You were the one that stayed in the bar looking for women. Every woman.
So what? And your mother was one of them.
She worked at a bar. She had 2 jobs to support me and my
she hung
sister.
out there afterward, too.
Okay, just because she hung out, does that mean she's sleeping with other people? You hang out at a bar, are you sleeping with everybody in the bar?
If I get the chance.
After this, Judge Lake revealed DNA test results indicating that Mr. Sandifer was not the biological father of either woman. The revelation deeply affected everyone present, with Mr. Sandifer offering continued support despite the biological disconnect.
Mr. Sandifer, you have indicated you will still be here for the girls and their children, and I think that's commendable.
Yes, Your Honor.
And ladies, I think your dad could use a hug.
Sorry, girls. I'm so sorry.
Miss Boyer's educational struggles were also addressed, linking them to her strained relationship with Mr. Sandifer. The court denied her claim for the cost of a GED program, citing a lack of evidence of negligence on Mr. Sandifer's part.
Ms. Boyer, the basis of your suit was that your father, the man that raised you, was responsible for providing you with an education. And unfortunately, I cannot award you any money for an additional test because there have been no facts presented that he was at all negligent. Your claim is denied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Following the courtroom proceedings, the judge extended support to Ms. Boyer by assisting her with her education through a paid GED program, emphasizing the court's commitment to helping those who are ready to help themselves.
I have reached out to a GED program in your home state, and we have completely paid for, and we are willing to provide you with the opportunity to get that education if you'd like it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can I give you a hug?
Oh, yes, I love hugs.
In the case of Butterfield versus Bracknell Dallas, the couple sought to establish paternity of 2-month-old Kara, claiming that Miss Bracknell denied him access due to concerns about family stability. Miss Bracknell, in a relationship with Mr. Dallas, disputed Mr. Butterfield's paternity claims, asserting that there was no possibility he was Kara's biological father.
You lived together.
Yes, we did.
And you were in a relationship.
Yes, Your Honor. She had told me when we were breaking up, she said, "Thank you for the gift." And I said, "What gift was that?"
And it wasn't till later that you found out she was pregnant. And then when you found that out, you thought to yourself, was that the gift?
Yes, Your Honor.
When she said, "Thank you for the gift," you said, "Oh, that's what she was talking about."
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Bracknell insisted that Mr. Dallas was Kara's father, presenting a calendar indicating that she and Mr. Butterfield were not intimate during the conception period. Mr. Butterfield recounted a previous relationship with Miss Bracknell, stating they had lived together and tried to conceive before separating. He discovered Miss Bracknell's pregnancy only months after their breakup.
Mr. Butterfield, you look at this calendar. Is this accurate? Is this when the relationship ended and when she went back to Mr. Dallas?
No, Your Honor, it's not.
It's not?
No.
What do you remember?
Oh, because honestly, we were sleeping together after that, all the way up until October 8th, the last time we had sex. Because I remember, I can take a lie detector test if you want to prove it.
Amidst accusations, Mr. Butterfield expressed his desire to be in his daughter's life, but faced resistance from Miss Bracknell. The judge revealed DNA test results, establishing Mr. Butterfield as Kara's biological father, causing emotional reactions from both parties.
So you were correct, Mr. Butterfield.
How's it feel?
Feels good.
Yeah,
Yeah, be there.
I will.
Okay.
Now you gotta look at me all the time when I come.
I ain't gotta look at you ever. Everything.
Listen, we say in this courtroom, plaintiffs lie, defendants lie, the DNA doesn't lie.
The judge encouraged a cooperative approach, suggesting that Mr. Dallas be supportive of Kara building a relationship with her biological father. Despite the revelation, Mr. Dallas expressed his commitment to maintain their family and welcome Mr. Butterfield's involvement.
Mr. Butterfield, is it your intention to be a part of this child's life?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here today.
No, you just didn't want to pay. I want to get out of here.
I could have stood back and let him, raise her and not done a thing about it. But I'm here, trying to be a part of my daughter's life.
The courtroom solemnity intensified as the case of Dark versus Bailey unwrapped, exposing a saga of heartbreak, betrayal, and an 11-month-old boy named Jameer in the balance. Mr. Dark accused Miss Bailey of being a promiscuous liar who shattered their relationship 4 years prior. Their tumultuous history, marked by infidelity, came to light, with Mr. Dark recounting a painful discovery through her best friend.
Her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone, she was cheating on you.
Her best friend told you
This is
that?
what her best friend told me. Yes, ma'am.
And I only did it because I thought you was cheating on me.
Okay. But
So you admit you cheated on him?
I did.
Okay, and so your best friend told on you?
Yep.
Miss Bailey, unwavering in her claim that Mr. Dark was Jameer's father, stood resolute despite his denials. The narrative further unraveled, revealing intermittent encounters over the years, creating a complicated set of emotions.
from the beginning, I was there at the hospital when Jameer was born. Even with my doubts, he really was my son, and I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do as a father. The onesies and stuff that he took home,
Okay, so
I
why
bought for
did you
them.
sign the birth
Pampers,
certificate?
And the reason why I signed the birth certificate, to answer your question, is because you told me at the hospital that if I didn't sign it right then I wouldn't have another opportunity to sign it. That's what you told me right there.
A surprising twist emerged as Mr. Dark's current girlfriend contested Jameer's resemblance to him, adding a layer of complexity to the already convoluted situation. Amidst accusations, the courtroom dove into the intricacies of Jameer's conception timeline, conflicting with Mr. Dark's accounts.
First, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like the baby looks like him. That's just my personal opinion. My due date is November 19th. My conception date is February 24th.
Oh, what you're saying is that you have a similar due date as when Jameer was born.
Yes.
The emotional crescendo reached its zenith as Miss Bailey's tears unveiled the pain and uncertainty she carried. The DNA test results became the focal point, revealing Mr. Dark as Jameer's biological father. The atmosphere in the courtroom shifted back and forth between moments of relief and tension, with Jameer's destiny closely linked to the changing dynamics between Miss Bailey and Mr. Dark.
I saw genuine emotion on your face because I felt like in that moment you understood that for almost a year, this baby has been denied and he doesn't deserve that. And I have to say this to you. Yes, Miss Bailey has made mistakes, but let's be clear. It could not have happened unless you participated too.
The tension escalates as allegations of paternity by Jacksons, defamation, and family turmoil unfolded. The case revolved around the disputed fatherhood of 2-year-old Elijah Jackson, with Miss McBirth accusing Mr. Hughes of being stuck between his mother and ex-girlfriend.
You're suing Miss Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media claiming you and your family are deadbeats. Miss McBirth has been poisoning her son by convincing him he's not the biological father of your child. You claim the timing does add up and today's paternity test will prove you right.
Miss McBirth, asserting that Elijah wasn't Mr. Hughes' biological child, presented a photo to the court, emphasizing the child's alleged dissimilarity to their family. Miss Jackson contested this, emphasizing Elijah's features and dismissing claims of infidelity, as the baby has white skin color.
The little boy looks nothing like my son or any member of my family. Can I show it? Can I?
Absolutely, ma'am. What did you bring? Piece of evidence, Jerome, may I
Yes.
see that, please? A photo of your son and the child in question?
Right.
And you say the child looks nothing like your son?
That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby.
The courtroom atmosphere intensified as accusations flew back and forth. Miss McBirth sought a DNA test and sued Miss Jackson for defamation, claiming damaging comments on social media. In response, Miss Jackson argued that Miss McBirth poisoned Elijah against his father.
I'm sick of all these little hookers trying to say my son is the daddy.
But
and
Miss-
it stops today, because that baby is not my son.
Here's the thing that she does.
It is. Sorry.
That's a lie.
Yes, it is.
No,
That's
it's
a lie.
not.
That's a lie.
First of all, she's a liar because you just had a wild sex fight that got shut down by the police station last week.
Hello.
Oh, ma'am.
Yes,
that
you
is
did.
not
Yes,
true.
you did. Yes, you did.
Amidst the chaos, Mr. Hughes stood conflicted, torn between family ties and the paternity dispute. The family history reveals a mixed-up relationship and doubts.
That child is not my son's, okay? She got men coming and going
got
in and
your
out of her
right.
house.
My father's
we don't
a
know.
blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
How you know? He
just
just gonna
blonde
say that
hair, blue
because,
eyes.
you know, she gonna freak him after this.
So now, wait a minute, you're accusing your
My
brother
brother-
of not having enough sense to testify as to his own experience?
The emotional climax reached its peak with the DNA test results, ultimately revealing that Mr. Hughes was indeed Elijah's biological father. The revelation sparked a mix of emotions, from disbelief and anger to relief.
You are Elijah's father.
No, what? That's a lie. That's not true. You a lying trick. What did you do? I'm through. I know that's a damn lie.
It's Mr. Hughes' son. And everything you're saying right now, believe me, you will regret one day.
This case was a complete mess and was testing Judge Lake's patience. Miss Hatcher accidentally revealed that she was involved in some dishonest activities and requested a DNA test because there are 3 possible fathers in the paternity mix.
At the time, I had sex with 3 different men around the same time my son conceived. I did have a 5.5-month fling with Mr. Scott, and I also had...
No, Your Honor, that is not true.
I also had a 7.5-year relationship with my ex, and I had a one-night stand with him around the time. And I also had a one-night stand with Mr. Blake.
Now that everything is out in the open, the judge decided to check the conception calendar. It revealed a lot of questionable actions from both sides, which was not pleasant to see. However, Mr. Scott's behavior was particularly unfair.
Did you use protection?
No, we did not.
How much did he pay?
Excuse me, Mr. Scott? You gonna be respectful in this courtroom.
Your Honor, this is him. He is a disrespectful man. He is very ignorant. He's all that to me and my son.
It seems the man at the front was unintentionally driving his woman into the company of other men due to his lack of understanding. Although Ms. Hatcher, she tried to resolve things for nearly 5 months, the man didn't make it easy.
You admitted in court today that you had a 5.5-month fling with a gentleman that can look across the aisle at you and ask you, how much does someone pay for your sexual services?
That's the reason why I wasn't with him, Your Honor. That's the reason why after the 5.5 months, I seen
5.5 months is too long.
Well, you know, yeah, you're right.
But Mr. Scott also had his explanation. He claimed he was unaware of other possible fathers and had been acting as the father the whole time. He even signed the birth certificate. On the contrary, the baby mama didn't agree with his version of events.
I added up the dates and everything. I thought I conceived in January. To find out I didn't conceive in January, I conceived in December. So then I was like, oh man, you know, I came to him like a woman and I said, you know what, Josiah might not be yours.
Why didn't you just win?
Josiah might not,
When?
But Josiah might not be yours.
When did you do that?
Ms. Hatcher went on to reveal that it was the defendant's girlfriend who influenced him negatively, and he started behaving foolishly thereafter. Upon hearing this, the judge turned to the other possible father on the stand, who also seemed puzzled.
Why are you doubtful?
It was a one-night stand.
So you feel like just because it was a one-night stand, your odds
are very slim.
And he also told me that he made his first child off a one-night stand.
Yeah,
he said
I
it possibly
understand that,
can
but
be.
Your Honor, if the child's mine, I don't have a problem with taking care of mine.
That's good to know.
Even Mr. Scott didn't want to be portrayed as a villain. Homeless or not, he was taking care of all his children except for this one. His doubt about paternity made him emotional when discussing it. The judge concluded it like this.
When this man stepped up and signed the birth certificate, that's it. Because that's what babies deserve. Their mother and their father in the hospital when they're born, signing the birth certificate and living their life. Not 2 years later, still sitting up here arguing.
I'm sorry,
talking about, we don't know this and she did this and he did this, talking about nothing.
Oh, now I get it. Judge Lake is in charge here. And she made it pretty clear that her courtroom is for kids who can't ask about paternity. Grown-ups, on the other hand, can continue with their games as much as they'd like. This seems like a strong hint about what the outcome might be.
When it comes to Mr. Blake, you are not the father.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Scott, you are the father. You happy?
Thank you. That means he has my name and I don't have to change it.
Right.
Thank you.